It's Dr. Tarab Rai from Franklin.DentalCare and Dentures. I wanted to make a video about what I think is essential in order to live a healthy, happy life. We are open, we accept new patients, and we take Medicare and Medicaid. So I wanted to talk about a healthy, happy life because frankly, I want that for everyone. I want that for myself, and if I'm a good doctor, meaning teacher in Latin, doctor means teacher in Latin, if I'm a good teacher, I will teach my patients how to do what I believe is the good thing to do in life. So, how do I live a healthy, happy life? First and foremost, I set goals for myself. I set really impactful goals that will make me feel like I'm actually a good human being and working towards becoming a better human being. And a lot of people are like, dude, I don't know, why am I so depressed? Why don't I want to wake up in the morning? Why don't I want to go and have all these opportunities and help all these people? I used to be so, whatever. No. The only way to get somewhere in life is to say to yourself that I want to be there in life. But we have to set that goal. We have to set that intentionality. So how do I go about doing that? First and foremost, I know that each of us has something inside of us that we're like, if I do this regularly, consistently, then my life will be better. You have to realize that whatever that intuition is in your life, whatever that thing is that's in here, that's telling you, hey, do that thing, that is the guiding force. And if you're religious in any capacity, I always recommend thinking about when we pray, when we become in that state of wanting to be loved by, I suppose, a greater force, right? The praying, if ideally, is a way to get direction in life. Like, the metaphor is, okay, if you have a long, dark passage, journey, and you can't really see too far ahead of you, how do you go about pursuing that journey without knowing that there is a destination? It's faith, right? It's faith that the journey will lay itself out as you move, as you progress. So to me, praying in a lot of ways and metacognition and thinking about our goals comes down to having faith in ourselves. So how do we build that faith in ourselves? I say start small. Always start small. Convince yourself, give yourself the data that when you say something, you do it. And I'm a big advocate of educating. I believe that if we spend our time learning rather than chasing after money, we actually make more money in the long run. So if that's ever been an issue for you, I would suggest just learning a lot. I would suggest when it comes down to your health, realize that that is literally the most important thing that you have in your life, because a person that has poor health, all they wish for is better health. Someone that can't breathe, all they wish for is the ability to breathe. Someone that has tooth pain, someone that has any amount of issues that have to do with literally not being able to function as a human being will want to function as a human being. So that's being unhealthy. But a healthy person can have hopes, they can have dreams, they can have desires, they can have a reason to get up. They can have a whole bunch of different wants in life. So why not be that person rather than necessarily being in a situation that you don't have the choice of options? Okay, cool. So I'm a dentist, so I can tell you a bunch about dentistry, and perhaps you'll think about it and be like, hey, okay, cool. But what I realize is that a lot of the issues that we come across in life are actually not even associated to a single part of our body. It's associated in the way we do things. John Wick talks about the concept, and I love John Wick because he's just an absolute badass. In the movie, they said something funny. They said, the way you do something is the way you do everything. The way you do something is the way you do everything. Okay, so that means that if I haven't gone out of my way to do that little thing, to wake up in the morning, to brush my teeth, to perhaps go and get a workout in, perhaps tell someone that I love them in my life, if I haven't gone out of my way to do the small thing, chances are I'm not going to do the big thing. So that aligns again with the data thing, right? Set a small goal. Hey, I need to brush my teeth. Hey, I need to breathe in the morning. Hey, I need to hug my kids. Hey, I need to, whatever it is, tiny, small goal. Set that goal and do it all the time. Do it consistently, all the time. And then you'll start realizing, oh, it feels so good. It feels so good. I don't want to drink Mountain Dew. Okay, I don't want sugar in my life. And by the way, as a dentist, I'll tell you, sugar isn't necessarily just bad because of what it does to our health and diabetes and all this. Sugar is the greatest drug that has ever been created by humanity. Meaning that we get energy from the food that we consume and it turns into glucose, which is sugar. But what we've done is we've concentrated that sugar, that rush that we get, and we put it in almost all of the things that we feed our children and that we aspire to have in our lives, right? Carbohydrates, like having burgers and having a bunch of pasta and a bunch of rice, that's just all sugar. That stuff breaks down into sugar. So when I talk about sugar, I'm saying, listen, don't chase a drug all the time. It's not worth it. It's like, it makes you feel shitty. And our brain necessarily has a correlation to where that sugar is. We actually know exactly when there's a source of sugar in our life that we consume, we know exactly where we put it down, and we have that in our head forever. So do you want to be shackled? Right? Nicotine's like that, vaping's like that. And believe me, I used to vape quite a bit. I used to roll my own cigarettes. And how did I get out of that? By realizing that I don't want to be a victim of the things that I do. I want to be free. So I make this video to tell you, start small, very, very important in life. Try your very, very best to make it so that you have bigger goals in place. I tell my staff this all the time. It's like, if you look at life like this, if you're always looking at life like this, then all you have is this, okay? It's like a horse with blinders on. You gotta realize, you're not an ant. You know, you're not a dog, you're not a cat, you're not a horse, you know, you're not a bug, right? You're a human being. And when it comes down to humanity, we have a mission, we have an objective, we have a responsibility to give a shit about what we're doing, because what we do necessarily affects everything around us, whereas what a bird does may not. So I want you to think about these things very seriously. When it comes to preventing this in your life, make sure that you are trying your very, very best to get to the person that you want to become. And that will help you in every single way. Specifically, it will help you in healthcare, okay? In making sure that you have the health to maintain a good life. My name is Dr. Tarab Rai from Franklin.DentalCare and Dentures. Hopefully this video finds you well. Have a beautiful day. Take care of yourself.